YouTube and Snapchat and fuckers. Welcome back to another installment of the Friday Wrap-Up. Well, we made it through another week, kids. I gotta say, it's been kind of a slow week for me. I'm actually gonna keep this show kind of brief today. I fucked my back up. Tuesday? Yeah, I took the day off to clean out my garage. That's a whole other ordeal. Anyway, so I have an old pinched nerve injury. I won't get into the particulars, but yeah, I've been in fucking agony for like 4 days. So I want to try and keep this as short and sweet as possible. Doesn't mean it actually will happen, but we'll see how it goes. Listen, before we dive into the show, I'd like to ask you guys out there, listen, if you watch a video, do me a favor, smash the fucking like button, okay? If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and also like what you see. If you don't like it, simple, go kill yourself. It's not that difficult. But if you're new, welcome. If you're a new subscriber, like I said, this show will enrich your life, I promise. Okay, so before we jump into today's show, I want to tip my hat to today's libation. I am drinking an old classic, Mai Tai. Actually, funny story. So the other day, I'm talking about Mai Tais with someone. And actually, it was yesterday. So talking about Mai Tais, and I don't know how it came up. It just came up in conversation. It's not a cocktail I ever really gravitate towards. I'm not a big rum drinker. And it so happens last night I'm watching Blue Hawaii with Elvis, and they kept drinking fucking Mai Tais the whole time. So I started craving one. So, Uncle Tommy, my bar's always stacked, so I had all the fixings for a classic Mai Tai. Fun thing about this drink, a lot of people think it's a Hawaiian drink. It's actually not. The drink was invented in 1944 by a gentleman of the name of Victor Bergeron, better known as Trader Vic. It was these bars and it was invented in California, not Hawaii. So, something good came out of Cali, I guess. Trader Vic had these bars all across the country, LA, New York, Vegas, Atlantic City. They were like a tiki style type of venue. A lot of fun. The last one was in the Plaza Hotel. Ivana Trump said it was too tacky, so Donald closed it. But hey, to each their own. So there's 1,000 different ways to make a Mai Tai. Okay, it's like one of those cocktails. It's been augmented. We'll use that word throughout the years. Every bartender has their own way of doing it. Sometimes they add orange juice and grapefruit juice or pineapple juice. When it comes to mixed cocktails, I like to go simple, classic, and the recipe for a classic Mai Tai is just this. Shot and a half of your favorite rum. I'm using Captain Morgan's. I like spiced rum if I do drink rum. So shot and a half of rum, half a shot of Cointreau, half a shot of grenadine syrup, about 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, and that's it, man. Just give it a good shake, pour it over some rocks, and a salud to drink up and be somebody. That is good. It's refreshing. That will fucking sneak up on you. So, careful, kids. All right, so let's jump into today's show. Like I said, it's been a quiet week. I've been infatuated with Shark Week all week. I'm one of those people that love Shark Week, but not for the reason you think. I mentioned this last week on the show. I live for Shark Week. Most people watch it because they love sharks and they like to, they want to save the sharks and they're endangered. They're not endangered. Okay, let's just stop the presses right there. I watch Shark Week for the simple fact that I want to see somebody get eaten by a fucking shark. I don't get these people. They're in there swimming with sharks. Oh, they're such beautiful creatures. Just stay away from them. Yeah, you know why? Because they fucking bite. They'll take a goddamn arm off. So I say this every year. Matter of fact, I said it last week on the show. I pray that, at least once somebody gets fucking bitten by a shark or eaten by a shark or something. And this year, the shark gods have heard me. So to kick off Shark Week last week, Sunday night, they had in prior years, when they did Shark Week, they were mostly educational, scientific shows, which I find interesting. I know, nerdy, but whatever. Lately, what they've been doing is every single Shark Week show, they bring in some kind of B-level celebrity. They used to do it for 1 or two shows out of Shark Week, and it was fun, you know, break it up. Now they're doing it for like every fucking show, and it absolutely pisses off the scientists because these people act retarded. The celebrities act fucking stupid, which I'll get into that in a second. But so to kick Sunday off, talk about stupid, they bring in the Jackass crew. Now, I happen to love the fucking Jackass crew. If you've ever seen them on MTV, seen the movies, fucking hilarious. I like that kind of shit. So they had Steve-O, they had Chris Pontius. Those are some OGs. And then they had two new guys. One kid named Justin, or I think that was his name. And then this other kid, and his name was Poopies. I swear to God, that's what they fucking called him, Poopies. Anyway, so I said to myself, if anybody is going to get eaten by a fucking shark, it's going to be one of these retards. And sure as shit, it happened. So Poopies is trying to recreate that classic scene in the old Happy Days where the Fonz jumps the shark, right, on water skis. So he's on, I guess, a wakeboard. So he's getting pulled by a jet ski. He hits the fucking ramp. He misses the mark. He falls short and bam, right into the middle. There's two ramps set up. So he falls right into the middle. And he's jumping over actual fucking sharks. I don't know if they were bluefins or reef sharks now, I forgot, which are not terribly big sharks, but still fucking sharks. So anyway, he falls right into the middle of them, and they fucking converge. They tore his goddamn arm up. Oh, they bit him good. So I hope that they have the fucking Jackass crew every year on Shark Week, because I know one of these assholes is guaranteed to get fucking eaten by a shark. I hope next year they take the midget, Wee Man, and they dunk him in a bucket of chum and just throw him off the side of the fucking boat and watch the sharks rip him apart. So they had like a bunch of different celebrities on. They had Tiffany Haddish, which, you know, she's annoying. You know, she really, I don't think she's a bad chick. I think sometimes she can be funny. She had this blonde wig on, which she took it off, and she didn't look bad without the wig. I'll be honest. Her feet were jacked up, and she's got that mole that I think has its own social security number. Like, I can't not look at it. But I don't know if she's really this fucking stupid or if it was an act. But she was acting so fucking dumb that, like, you could see, it was like, she's almost making herself look fucking dumb. Like, I mean, like the other fucking, the scientists and everything were like, okay, enough. We got it. You're a celebrity. You're funny. Stop it. So they had a bunch of them on. They had, you know, Brad Paisley, JB Smoove. You know, they had a couple. But there was a couple that stood out. One being Dr. Pimple Popper. Have you seen... Now, she's on one of these channels. I don't know if it's Discovery, TLC. She's a fucking dermatologist and pops these fucking gigantic pimples on people. Where do these fucking creatures come from? Okay, like, I'm watching this. She's, like, popping shit and, like, it's squirting on her. Like, this one woman had a blackhead that was the size of a fucking M&M. She had it for 55 years on the side of her head. I swear to God. Never lanced it. So the doctor goes in and, like, takes it out. Not on the show, but, like, on a different show. I swear to God, it was like fucking, it was like this big on the side of her fucking ear. How do you live like that with a blackhead that's got its own personality? This thing was hard as a rock. And all the shit that came out of it. And then had to stitch her up because there was a crater. So I was YouTubing some of these videos because I wanted to familiarize myself with Dr. Pimple Popper. I've heard of her. I never actually seen. How the fuck do people watch this? It's disgusting. She's squeezing pimples. They're coming out like fucking toothpaste. I mean, the smell that's got to come off of these. I mean, how fucking degenerate are these people that they can't pop a pimple? As soon as I get a pimple, bam, it's gone. I don't let it linger. I don't let it fester. I don't watch it grow. It ain't a fucking chia pet. What's wrong with people? Anyway, so Dr. Pimple Popper is on the show. Now, she's an Asian lady, but she's an older lady. I think she's like pushing 60, but I'll tell you the truth. She's cute. She's cute. She's cute and spunky. You know, and all the celebrities that were on Shark Week, I think she was the one who didn't piss anybody off because she's a fucking doctor, like yours truly. So, whatever. She was interested in the shark skin and all that other shit. But she was another one, William Shatner. You know, Captain Kirk. So, I'm a big Star Trek fan. So I love that. You know, there's all different Star Trek captains. My favorite has always been tried and true Captain Kirk. But, you know, Bill Shatner is fucking 90 years old. He's not in the best shape. Like, he's short, he's portly, he's got this big beer belly, he's got his toupee. So his shtick was he wanted to get over his fear of sharks by swimming with fucking tiger sharks, which are fucking man-eaters. So here's William Shatner in a wetsuit, which that alone caused me a couple of sleepless nights. I mean, it's not like he's got the physique for this. And he's walking around underwater, and I'm watching his toupee. His toupee, I don't know if this thing is glued to his head or sewn to it, but I'm surprised it didn't like float off of his fucking head. And there he is petting sharks. At one point, a fucking tiger shark got a little too close to him. I think he Shatnered in his fucking wetsuit. But yeah, I mean, what? I mean, if I'm the production crew of this show, I'd be terrified this 90-year-old man's going to die in the fucking water. You don't want to be in the episode of Shark Week where you killed Captain Kirk. Okay? So like I said, you know, like these celebrities, for the most part, they irritate people. Shatner and Dr. Pimple Popper were the only two that didn't, I think. But my favorite one, and he did this like was Snoop Dogg. You know, the D-O-double-G. Now, Snoop is probably the smartest one out of all of them because he don't get on a boat. He ain't putting on a wetsuit. He ain't diving with sharks. These people are all in the fucking water with sharks. So he narrates like stupid shark things. So this was last night. So he's narrating how, like, you know, sharks are now coming up into, like, you know, waters that they normally wouldn't swim into. Like, you know, for instance, South Carolina. Well, great whites have never migrated up to South Carolina. Now there's a decent collection of them there. And, you know, people just do stupid shit. They see a shark, they want to fucking pet it, and then that's how you lose a hand, you know? So he narrates it the only way Snoop would, and it's fucking hilarious. But one of the things that struck me was the fact that fucking a very close friend of mine is moving to South Carolina. My friend Jen, and we're very upset to see her go. We wish her well, but like as soon as I heard South Carolina Sharks, I'm thinking to myself, you know, Jen, if you watch it, don't go near the beaches. Okay, keep your veal-colored ass on the sand. Don't get in the water because you're gonna end up being a fucking shark tidbit. So. Moving on, Nostrilgate, that Cuomo saga continues. So, nothing really new and exciting in the Cuomo world other than the fact that he's kissing the New York City Democratic candidate's ass. You know, the guy that's running for mayor on the Democratic side, Eric Adams. Now, as far as Democrats go, I don't hate this guy. You know, like he's an ex-cop. You know, he definitely isn't going to defund the police, and I think he would definitely focus on the police force in New York City. But, I mean, at the same time, he's still a fucking Democrat. So he still has Democratic policy, Democratic views. And if you are a resident of New York City or the surrounding 5 boroughs and you vote for another fucking Democrat for mayor, you are a fucking moron, okay? You get what you deserve. I said this about de Blasio, okay? And look how he turned out. He was a real fucking gem. I don't see this guy being that much better. I think he's going to be better than de Blasio, but I don't see him getting the city straightened out. I just don't. Sorry. The Attorney General for New York State, the one that's doing the investigation on Cuomo, said she's preparing to release her report on the findings of her investigation at the end of the summer. Nostrils is insisting that he's being targeted and wrongfully accused. Hey, fuckstick, we seen the pictures of you face raping people with your tongue, okay? I don't see how you could say you're being wrongfully accused. Maybe some of these allegations are bullshit. I'll give you that, okay? But the ones we have photos of, I mean, come on, it is what it is, right? And if you actually, you know, played Tune in Tokyo with one of your aides because she showed you how to use your cell phone, that's not the proper way of saying thanks. Okay, kids, get your tickets out. Get ready to get them punched. All aboard! Woo-hoo! Crazy Train's about to leave the station. Here we go. First stop, Short Hills, New Jersey. We're staying local for the first stop. So, I saw this fucking article, and there's a 7-part video series. It's on YouTube. It's called Karen Goes Crazy. We all know what a Karen is, right? Some, you know, little uppity white girl who goes fucking bananas, wants to talk to the manager. So, let me lay this out for you. So this is obviously a black and white story. So there was this lady, black lady. She goes to the Victoria's Secret in Short Hills, New Jersey, in the Short Hills Mall. Which, if you haven't been to, this fucking mall is huge. So she had a coupon for free panties. So she goes to Victoria's Secret to collect her free underwear. And there was this little blonde-haired girl there. Now, the black lady's name was something Ukente, whatever. Like I said, if you throw Karen Goes Crazy into your Google search, you'll see it. 7 different videos. So the first video starts with the Karen coming at this lady, right? Because she's videoing her, but we don't know what triggered it. So from the article, from what I gleaned from the article, it turns out that while Miss Ukente was shopping for whatever, this Karen got a little too close to her and she said something. I don't know, there was some words exchanged. But the first video you see is the Karen coming at her trying to take the lady's phone away because she's videoing her. Because, you know, some of these fucking people, I swear to God, they look for trouble. And I'm not accusing her of anything because I said I don't know. I don't know what happened. But I could tell you what transpired after the fact, which is why I think the woman, Miss Ukente, who was videoing this lady, was wrong. Okay? So, and it does get funny. So, I don't know what transpired before, but there are certain people I feel that just go looking for trouble. Right away they got their phone out, they're videoing everything. Okay? They got a video, and this woman took like a fucking 19-hour video. So as soon as she pulled the phone out and started videoing this lady, this Karen, she went a little cuckoo. Obviously, this chick is not mentally, she's a little mentally irregular. She's not balanced right. So the girl had like a complete fucking nervous breakdown. Okay, like she starts shaking, screaming, crying, stop videoing me. I didn't, and the woman's antagonizing, going, you tried to attack me. She says, I didn't try to attack you. I was trying to take your phone away. And like this woman like has this complete mental breakdown and then just like lays down on the floor. I think she fainted. Now, this is fucking funny. I'm watching this shit. I'm laughing my dick off. I'm serious. I swear to God. But, like, then the girl gets up, and this woman is still videoing her, and she wants security, she wants the police, and she's still videoing this girl, and the girl's, like, losing her shit because she's videoing her, and she keeps screaming at her, stop videoing. The girl had a nervous breakdown. So, at this point, okay, you're not in any imminent fucking danger. Come on. I mean, just cut the bullshit. You know, like, oh, she attacked me. First of all, I'm sure this broad could have knocked this Karen out with one shot without even breaking a sweat. Okay? She was a little broad. And she was, you know, a total, you know, just a typical little white girl. What is she going to do? Scream and yell? Maybe she would have tried to take her phone. But at this point, the person screaming at you to stop videoing them, they're not really doing anything. Yeah, she did chase her around trying to get her phone because this lady was antagonizing her. By you constantly sticking a video camera in someone's face when they're asking you not to video you, you're antagonizing them. If it were me, I would have beat the shit out of you. You know what I mean? I would have moved the fucking counter. You wouldn't have been videoing anything. But I'll digress. I don't go after women. I probably would have just thrown some underwear at you, but that's just, you know, figure of speech. So anyway, so the cops, the Karen calls the police, Short Hills police arrive, mall security comes in. This lady was insisting that the cops escort this Karen out, throw her out of the mall. And they said, we can't do that. We don't work for the mall. We can make her leave the store, and if she decides she wants to stay in the mall, she has, you know, it is what it is. So the lady, of course, right away goes racial. Oh, if it was me, you'd arrest my black ass, you know. So one of the partners, like, you know, just turn around, because as she's doing this, she's still videoing the cops, talking to them, and the girls, you can't get her under control because it turns out she was terrified that she's a teacher. You know, if the video went viral, she was going to lose her job, lose her apartment, which, you know, nowadays is a legitimate fucking fear. You know what I mean? Not for nothing it is. Again, this Karen was a little extra. She obviously is not wrapped too tight, probably needs to be medicated if she's not already, but antagonizing her further is probably not the best idea, Miss Ukente. I'm just saying. Anyhow. So, you know, you had the good cop, bad cop type of thing. So the good cop comes over and he's talking to her. He gave her the case number and everything. She asked for the case number. And she wanted to know how she could file a complaint against the two cops. So I guess the guy gave her some information. I can't see a cop being very forthcoming on that. Sorry, just that is what it is. It's not a racial thing. I just, you know, if someone asks me, how can I complain about you? I'm going to go fuck yourself. That's me. So she's videoing every little step of this. So now she's at the police department videoing this again. I don't even know if the cop knew he was being videoed because you don't see faces. She had the phone down, but you can hear it. And she's asking how she could feel. She recounts the whole thing and how she felt that her rights were infringed upon and blah, 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 blah. When in fact she really wasn't in any imminent danger. Just saying, come on, from one street person to another. If a 14-pound Karen is going to make you feel threatened, maybe you shouldn't leave your fucking house. Okay, just saying. I mean, like I said, she could have laid this broad out like that. Okay, and said self-defense. You have the video, right? No. So antagonizing her and causing her nervous breakdown, they get worse, is painting you in a bad light. So I'm just saying. So she's asking the cop how she could file a report, how she could file a complaint. The cop says, fill out this report. I'll give it to Internal Affairs and they'll investigate it. I don't know why this wasn't good enough. So now she wants to sue the police department. So she starts a GoFundMe page. Get this shit. So she starts a GoFundMe page because she doesn't have money to pay for an attorney. Okay, she wanted a good lawyer. I don't know why you couldn't find a lawyer to take this pro bono because, in today's day and age, I would think that a lot of attorneys might. Then again, maybe not. So she started a GoFundMe page, and this happened recently, like last weekend. So today's Friday. She's already raised $100,000 from fucking liberal idiot strangers who just gave this woman money so she could sue the police department in Short Hills, New Jersey. Now, there's no, requirement on the money. You start a GoFundMe page, people just donate money to you and do what you got to do with it. I wouldn't be surprised if, this money doesn't really make it all to an attorney. You know what I mean? Shit, fuck. I should start a GoFundMe page for something. Here, I'm gonna go fund my show. I want a bigger budget. Start donating. So that's Short Hills, New Jersey. Next stop, Lincoln, Nebraska. Get this shit. An entire Burger King quit at once. It's a crew of disgruntled employees who had decided to quit over the difficult working conditions, long hours, all that other shit, deplorable conditions. One woman who was a former general manager, who was among the 9 workers who quit, said that she ended up landing in the hospital one day with dehydration after working in the steamy kitchen without any kind of air conditioning. Which, listen, as a former restaurant owner, I'm going to tell you right now, that's fucked up. You got to treat your employees right. So, Burger King's got a budget, okay? But what got me is how they quit. Take a look. So they ended up putting it on the fucking sign. So they just didn't show up to work. They put it on the sign. You show up for your Whopper and you're shit out of luck. You got to go to McDonald's. Next stop, Westminster, England. We're going across the pond, as it were. So, this gentleman, he married with a kid, whatever. He contracted strep A, which then terrifyingly developed into a strep atoxic syndrome, which was septicemia. So the guy got a routine virus, strep throat type of thing. And like a freak thing, it turned into this septic infection where he lost his fucking limbs and his lips fell off. Okay? So now the guy's perfectly fine. He's a bar owner, right? He owned a pub in Westminster, England. Perfectly fine. This guy gets his little cold, and bam, next thing you know, no arms, no legs, no lips. So he's a fucking stump. I know, I shouldn't laugh, but it's fucking funny. Holy shit. He's trying to be positive and everything, but so they took a skin from his shoulder, and because what happens was when it and they sewed it on his face, and then they had a medical tattoo artist tattoo actual lips, and I gotta say he looks like a cartoon because it's two different, but all the nerve endings took and everything. So he says it works. His mouth moves like a regular mouth. He says his lips, function like regular lips. I don't know who's kissing this guy. But this is the sad part. His son, I don't know, he's 4 or 5 years old. He's terrified because now, a woman is your dad. Now he looks like a fucking monster. He's a stump with, a weird face. So The kid's terrified of him, but the wife was what got me out of all of this. So, she said, well, I'm not going to give him any special treatment. He's got to pull his own weight, he does. The fucking guy's a stump. What do you want him to do, Roll? I mean, you already can win any argument with the guy. All you got to do is just push him over. What did you say? What the fuck is he going to do? Wants him to pull his own weight. We expect the guy to do laundry? How's he with his lips? What the fuck is wrong with people? You see, this is what I mean. If you're going to get married, whether you're marrying a guy, a girl, whatever the fuck, you better make sure whoever it is that you're going to end up giving half your shit to better be a fucking ride or die. Like, I mean, I know she's not going to kiss the guy. I mean, what does she mean by pull his own way? Wish she could sit on his face? You got some lips now, amuse them. I mean, what the fuck? I don't know what's wrong with these people. Anyway, sports update. MLB, the Yankees still in 4th place. So the 4th place Yankees are starting yet another series against the 1st place Red Sox. I wonder how this one's going to go. Well, the Yankees got lucky. The series was supposed to start Thursday, but it was postponed due to COVID. Yeah, you heard me right. So a few players tested positive for the Wu flu. So naturally, they postponed the game. There are some questions regarding Aaron Judge and Gio Urshela. They did COVID tests on him, but they haven't gotten the results back yet. They're waiting, I think, for results, as last I heard. Basically, what they were doing is undergoing Wu flu protocol. Now, here's the fucked up part, right? Everybody, I'm sure, on the team is vaccinated, even the ones who came down with the Wu flu. So how the fuck are you getting the goddamn COVID virus? So we're still all at risk of getting it. No, and don't panic. I'm not saying put your masks on and start running around like retards. Look, it's like the flu. It's out there. You could get it. You may not get it. You might have antibodies. You may not have antibodies. You can get a vaccine. You cannot get a vaccine. It apparently doesn't make a fucking difference. I never get the flu shot. I never get the flu. The one time I got the flu, I got the flu shot. So, same thing with COVID. I think at this point, we've developed enough of a herd immunity. Some people are going to get it still, but very few and far between. So, so far, no positives have been announced for Judge and Urshela. Yankees will be playing the Sox tonight at the stadium in the Bronx at 7:05. So, World Cup. The World Cup, unless you just were under a rock last week before, everybody becomes a fucking soccer fan during World Cup. So, Italy won the World Cup. Well, I love my fellow countrymen. Well, I'm not. I shouldn't call them that. I'm not from Italy. I'm Italian American. But look, who cares? It's fucking soccer. It's a boring, fucking dumb sport. Okay, sorry. Listen. If you're a kid or a girl, okay, then yeah, I get it. Soccer. Your kids go to soccer. That shit. Yeah. But as an adult, if you're watching, first of all, American soccer is stupid. Okay, it's just. But European soccer is even worse. If you're from Europe and you're watching it, okay, I get it. That would be the same as me living in Italy and watching a Giants game. I understand. But like Americans who watch this shit like they're into it. Give me a fucking break. It's a stupid fucking sport. Okay? Every time they kick a fucking goal, they cry and hug each other for about 15 minutes. It's like watching softcore gay porn. Okay, not as gay as the UFC, but close enough. Listen, if you're gay and that excites you, that tickles you, gets you hot and bothered, fine. But I'm sure you could probably YouTube or Google something better. Anyway, moving on, the NFL. So, got some news in the NFL front. They are, and I swear to God, they're just fucking football up left and right. Really, they are. It's getting to the point where, it's unwatchable. So they announced that they're going to play the Black National Anthem before the actual National Anthem. And I mentioned this last year. Okay? I think it's divisive and stupid to have two national anthems. I'm just wondering to see who's going to sit for which national anthem and who's going to stand. I guarantee you everyone's going to stand for the black national anthem because God forbid someone grows a set of balls and goes, no, this is un-American and sits down. Okay, and I guarantee you about 2/3 of the NFL will fucking kneel for the actual national anthem, which is, I don't even know the name of the song. Man, what the hell are you talking about, black national anthem? They're the black national anthem. Yes, Pops, dude. Bullshit, there should only be one national, this is a motherfucker. If they're going to have a black national anthem, they should have one black national anthem, and that should be Living in America by James Brown. You know, living in America, ha, eye to eye, station to station, hand in hand, across the nation. Got to have a celebration. Dun, 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 dun. How? You know what I'm saying? You feel me, boy? I understand. I agree. You know what? Listen, if they replace the national anthem with that, I'd be all right with that. You know, it's a little bit peppier. But, I mean, enough with these two fucking national... The whole motherfucking world gone crazy and shit. They're gone crazy. You heard it there first, kids. Moving on. I mentioned UFC. You know, softcore gay porn. Last weekend. Now, we're all familiar with Conor McGregor, right? I mean, even if you're not a UFC fan, you've seen this asshole. He's like a little Irish monkey. He walks around like this. He thinks he's a fucking badass. My right leg weighs more than this guy. Listen, it's no secret. I fucking hate the UFC. I think it's a useless fucking sport. Okay? It's not real fighting. It's not boxing. Boxing is an art form. These are fucking guys dry humping each other and grappling. Okay? Not for nothing, but in a straight fight, I'd beat this fucking guy's ass into the ground. And I say that with no reservation or hesitation. Okay? You know, he can't punch. You know, they throw kicks. But kicking is obviously not this guy's friend. Like, I mean, when you saw him fight Mayweather held back on that fight because if he had opened up, he would have killed this fucking guy. He does not know how to throw a punch. So, McGregor is fighting Dustin Poirier, and McGregor likes to talk a lot of shit, okay? To the point where it's like, enough now. And he's all mouth, this guy. So he's talking all kinds of shit, saying he's going to kill him, kill his wife, kill his kid, you know, the whole fucking 9 yards. First round, right? Gets in the ring. McGregor throws a kick. Dustin Pedroia throws a couple shots. McGregor breaks his own fucking leg. He steps back to throw a punch. His leg snaps. He beat himself. Down he went. Now, apparently what had happened was McGregor threw a wild kick. And these fucking guys kick with their shins. I never understood this, but they kick with their shins. So Dustin blocked the fucking kick with his elbow. And I guess he, you know, maybe put a hairline fracture in his fucking leg. And, you know, just the stress building up over the round. So when he stepped back, his fucking leg folded. Bam! Down he went. It was fucking phenomenal. Okay? This son of a bitch kicked his own ass. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. So what does Dustin do? He starts doing that stupid walk. You know, and this guy's still talking shit. They carried him out on the stretcher. He kicked his own ass. He's still talking shit. Imagine? Fucking guy. Unbelievable. So, on What the Fuck Is That? We are going to talk about, see if I can pronounce this right now, onychomycosis. Onychomycosis, which is toenail fungus. Okay? Now listen, you know how I am. I can't stand when I see people walking around, all right, in fucking open-toed sandals and shoes and stuff like that, and you know, their feet are fucked up. Now, guys, I'm pointing this right at you because I not to say that there aren't women walking around out there with toe fungus, but most of them have the decency to like keep their feet right and clean them up and put nail polish on them. It's just that maybe the toes are a little fucking mangled, so you should really be wearing a sneaker. But guys, there is no reason for a fucking guy to wear anything kind of open-toed shoes. Flip-flops are okay, you know, if you're just bumming around, maybe going to the beach. But as long as your feet look like human feet, not like cornflake toes, okay? So a lot of these fucking guys, their feet are mangled. They got like foot fungus and cornflake toenails, okay? It's disgusting, revolting. If you're a guy and you're wearing a sandal, You know what? Just fucking kill yourself, okay? That there's no reason for you to be wandering the earth at this point, okay? Unless you're Jesus, you should not be wearing sandals. And you know something? If Jesus was right in front of me, I'd give him a pair of fucking Nikes on me. Say, hey, dude, wear that, okay? Just trying not to bleed inside the shoe. All right? So, kids, that's been your Friday wrap-up. It's supposed to be a soggy weekend, so bring your umbrella. And until next week, I'll see you when I see you. Salud.